What's up, everyone? I'm at Costco right now, and I wanted to talk about my process of learning how to code right now. And I think what I'm worried about is if I'm spending too much time on certain things and I'm getting stuck doing certain things. Um, like when I'm going through these free code camp challenges, there's like the past few days I've been doing like one challenge and then I just go super deep on a side tangent, like working on something related to that. Like today I was they were doing this beating heart animation with CSS, and I went off and I did some animation with like a rainbow background with a rotating heart that I sent to Brittany. But I mean, it did teach me a lot about some new CSS things. I mean, I went and learned about the before and after pseudo elements, and um, I was learning some more stuff about how to animate an element in CSS. So I mean, it's I am learning every time. I don't want to just rush through all the uh, all the exercises, which I don't think I'm gonna do. I might have done that in the past. But I think I should probably go back and see what I missed and put them in my Anki cards, because there's a lot of stuff in CSS that you just like, and a lot of stuff in coding that you just will forget if you don't study it. Like with the Anki cards was such a great idea. I read this article and it said that you should use the Anki cards and study them every day, and I still have to study them today. Um, but yeah, I was just one of my worries is that I'm not, I guess, going down the right rabbit holes, as I heard somebody say. I there's a lot of different paths you can take, when you're going and learning coding, because there's so many things that you can learn. But I wanna I'm not sure how to make sure I'm doing the right stuff. I guess CSS is important, JavaScript's important, HTML is important, of course, and I think React. Those are the four that I'm really striving towards. I guess those React is the one I've heard the most about outside of the three: CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. I just there's a ton of technologies to learn. I guess a good idea would be to go on job listing websites and see what people are hiring for, and try and find the patterns there. That would be something useful. But there's a lot of stuff, it seems like, in CSS where you could go down a lot of tangents, and you could be learning, maybe you could be learning minor things instead of spending time on the important stuff. And sometimes the things that are fun aren't the ones that you should necessarily be learning. But I think learning JavaScript fundamental coding element stuff is fun also. So I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Today sort of felt like wasting time at a certain point doing that animation, and sometimes it feels like I'm wasting time um, designing my website and trying to figure out where these elements are going to go. But I guess it's not at the same time, because that's what I'm going to need to know how to do. I'm going to need to know how to place these things and how they interact with each other. And the more I do it in practice, it's better, because then I think I can. These are the fundamental things, like placing stuff on the web page. Um, I guess I'm worried that I'm missing some stuff, and I'm slowing down because I haven't learned everything yet, and I'm not focusing on I have big gaps in my thinking or something. Maybe a good idea would be to review the fundamental parts of CSS and HTML. It's just, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't put in my Anki cards when I was going through these lessons for the first time. and with JavaScript too, probably. So I mean, it might be helpful to go through those things again and to use them as a refresher to learn. I could probably find some advice that I have missed out on through there. I was talking to my teacher on the internet on Gmail, and she was asking me if I was gonna come back to school for engineering, or she was asking me if I was going. She asked me just recently in the email if I'm doing if I'm learning coding in school or on my own, and I know she's gonna get on my ass when I tell her that I'm doing it on my own. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if going and taking classes would be the best option. But if I can't get through it fast enough, maybe it would be something to think about. I don't know. There's not a lot of courses really as far as web development goes. I guess I did sign up for that one in Sweden, the online course. That could be something to pursue. That might be helpful for me to have a structure to go through. But I guess I don't want to have to go back. I don't have a problem with going back to school, really. I'm afraid that it also is inefficient. I'm worried that I could be doing better at working on my own stuff and learning things at my pace than I would be doing it in school, where I won't have time to go deep into stuff. I'll have to keep up with the school projects and stuff instead of working on my own things. But I guess maybe I could do both at the same time. I don't know what I would have time for. When it comes to school, I mean, school tends to take up all my time. So I don't know. I guess what I wanted to post this video for was I just want to remind myself to think about what I'm spending my time on and think about what the most fundamental things are that I need to learn when it comes to coding, and how important these things are going to be in the future, and try and make an estimate of what I should be spending time on and what I shouldn't be. Maybe I could go through stuff pretty fast, spend a little time on the things so I remember them, but overall just go through quickly, and then I can go back and see what I think was the most important out of that. Because the first time you're learning something, maybe you're spending too much time on it. It doesn't seem, you don't know how important it's going to be, but later if you get a bigger picture of it, you sort of find out. So I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to go home and start making my beans for tomorrow. I'm going to a coding meetup tomorrow in Berkeley that the people that I saw on Saturday told me about. So maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. Good night, everyone.